Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle Innocent and I'm the founder and CEO of Project Purpose. Welcome to our channel. Our community is focused on fostering the intellectual and character development in children. We do this through our parent-child workshops that are focused on 4 themes: autonomy, self-efficacy, compassion, and self-concept, in order to cultivate grit, perseverance, and resilience in each child. And we are so thrilled to be offering one of the first of its kind digital, virtual, and continuous learning environments, enabling parents and children to connect from all around the world. At Project Purpose, our overarching mandate is to renew and rebuild family, community, and relationships. Our social media platforms provide us with an opportunity to have discussions and to create space on all topics that relate to family, community, and relationships with ourselves as well as with others, with a primary focus on mental health and education. More precisely, the ways that the institutions of mental health and education play a role and have played a role in our societies at large. These discussions and debates provide us with an opportunity to think critically about what needs to change within these structures for us to live up to our bold slogan: support, protect, and empower each child through youth-focused development, better known as leadership in juvenescence. We recognize that in valuing our children's leadership potential, this also translates as recreating and co-creating environments, both socially and politically, that will enable our children to thrive. For those of you who are particularly keen on the topic, we also write thought pieces every other Sunday, and we actually have a thought piece scheduled to drop this upcoming Sunday, so definitely be sure to meander over to the website and check out our online content. Now, if it is the case that you are looking for a listening alternative, well, we're available on 12 different podcast platforms for your listening leisure, and we've provided you with access to the links down below. Now, as is the convention, be sure to subscribe, hit that post notification bell so that you are aware of every time we post. And of course, if you like these conversations and you want to keep them going, like, comment, and share this segment. Let's get into it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another segment here on Project Purpose. For those of you who are new, we cover topics that relate to mental health, mental wellness, and education on a week-by-week basis. And today our topic of discussion is education. And it's actually education today because last week the theme of my conversations were to do with education, but really fit more neatly into the sphere of mental health. Rather than fit a round peg into a square hole, I decided, hey, it's okay to have back-to-back conversations around mental health, and let's focus today on education. And today we're going to talk about the education that starts at home, and this is when to save your breath. Yes, so our conversation today is about when to live and to let go of a specific situation. I think that this is timely conversation. A lot of people have been asking, wondering, well, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to insert myself into these conversations. To what gain? To what end? So on and so forth. And I think that it's the right opportunity to clarify my intentions here, and in clarifying my intentions, to also communicate the message of today, which is learning when to save our breath in conversations. Because I am not here, I guess the underlying message of this video is I'm not here to convince anyone, and I'm actually never in any space to convince anyone of my point of view, just to share. And I think that because my perspective is just to share and to find people who care about the things that I'm talking about and who want to align with me because they care enough about the things that I'm talking about that they want to support in building awareness and building tools and building supports around these areas that I think are pertinent, then we can align and build community that way. But I'm not here to convert, and I am not an evangelist by any means. I'm not here to persuade you to see my point of view in any situation or circumstance, like whether it's on my YouTube channel or on my website or wherever you meet me personally. I am always happy to share my perspective. I am never a willing participant in trying to convince, persuade, or force you into seeing things my way. I think that there are multiple truths that one can take on that all serve to some degree and maybe not in others. And I think that we need to align ourselves to the truth that gives us a sense of clarity at this point in time. And something that truth will evolve and shift depending on the stage and phase of life that we're in. But truth is not meant to be disseminated as absolute when it is really subject to interpretation. And I'm here to talk to people who want to be spoken to and who want to have the kind of conversations that I want to have and who want to align their energy and actions to these specific conversations and these topics to create structures or infrastructure that will support, that will empower, and that will protect people, whether that means that we're giving them the skills, enabling them to navigate in different environments, like with more awareness and having, a mindset that enables them to succeed, or whether that's just giving them a sense of confidence and giving them a sense of direction as they pursue their purpose. I am absolutely by no stretch of the imagination here to convince people. That is not why I'm here to do. And I think that's why I'm really happy with the moderate growth, the slow but steady growth of what it is that I'm hoping to build, because I'm not really trying to be pushy, but I want to be persuasive in the way that I speak to things. I want to give enough insight to support why I see the world the way that I do. I want to give enough clarity, enough reinforcement, enough substance to someone who's maybe on the fence and just needs maybe a 360 view. But I'm also not here to convince, right? I'm not here to convince. I'm here to be persuasive. I'm here to be comprehensive and holistic, but I'm really here to just speak earnestly, honestly about topics that mean a lot to me and that I think mean a lot to the people who are aligning to the conversations and who are putting their energy in different places to try to find their way to their best selves and on their highest paths and trying to figure out what their purpose is in all of the different ways that could translate. But that brings us to the larger conversation around convincing. And I am someone who saves my breath more or less before I even I quit before I throw in the towel. So when it comes to being engaged in conversations with someone who has a really contrary point of view and it could be a really hostile or uncomfortable situation, I am more than likely going to remove myself from that situation, remove myself from that setting, because again, I'm not here to have a battle of the wills, right? I'm not here to clash with other people. I feel that my river, the stream, the current that I'm flowing on, it has enough traction with people who agree, conversations that could build, that can really ignite and create synergies, that I don't really care to take any of my energy going against a different current. If you see things differently, to each their own. And that's my attitude towards most things. And that's kind of how I close off a lot of conversations where I do see fundamental differences that I don't think are going to be clarified with one or 2 points. If ever it is you hear me saying to each their own, it's I see differences in opinion here, but I don't care to get into it. I'd much rather change the topic. And that's just me saving my breath, saving my energy for conversations that actually contributing to those conversations have a value add. And I don't really see a value add in having conversations with people who are very much confident about the things that they believe in, B, are only really interested in convincing me of what it is that they believe in, and C, are looking for a fight. And I think that where it comes to this falling within the realm and the scope of education, do not spend your energy entertaining conversations with people who are simply looking to be combative. And I think that you can tell if someone's looking to be combative because they're rigid in the positions that they take. They're not open or receptive to any of the positions that you offer or rebuttals that you offer. And they're really just very sure that their perspective is superior to yours. So for me, it's hey, live in your truth, but away from me. If that's really the attitude that you're going to be explorative and should be open-ended on both sides. And if that's not the case, I typically will choose to save my breath. And I think that that's just education that I've learned with experience. It's not just experience of trying to persuade and convince people of my perspective, but also the experience and the very negative experience of having people think that they know better than me about the life that I live and trying to convince me to behave and to think in ways that are just contrary to my personal path. And me finding that respecting someone's autonomy means respecting the differences in opinion that exist amongst us, respecting that different experiences can fuel different thoughts, beliefs, desires, and different people, and all of them equally relevant, equally valuable, though not equally estimated, and that's fine. I'm not particularly offended if someone doesn't esteem the things that I esteem. They have their reasons, but it just means that we realign and align ourselves, our truths, to speak and to communicate the people who draw close to us and who people that, maybe time will tell, right? But I think that that's important, and I think sometimes it's important to check yourself. If you're someone who really feels so strongly that you're a believer beliefs are so much superior to other people, and you're very much bent on convincing and pushing people to believe what you believe, completely closed off to why they believe differently, I think you need to really check your intentions, check your motivations, and check why you're so focused on other people and them believing what it is that you need them to believe, rather than checking and critiquing the beliefs that are driving you to that behavior. I fundamentally believe that anyone who seeks validation for their personal beliefs is someone who sees the flaws in their belief system but needs external validation to continuously reinforce why they should believe in something that something in them tells them there might be a problem with this belief. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that all of us who are comfortable in our truth are comfortable with the ebb and flow of people who are drawn to us because of the truth we share, and who are, maybe not so drawn because it's just not the right messaging for where they are in life. But I think that we need to just trust the natural ebb and flow that comes with the communicating from a place of authenticity and recognizing how communities shift and sway as a result of that authenticity, being okay with the goodbyes and okay with the hellos as well. So that was the topic of discussion for today. Save your breath. If it is the case that you're thinking about, well, how can you convince someone that to see the value in what it is that you see, I think that energy best spent elsewhere. If you have to convince, push, plead, beg for someone to see your perspective, I think you might be running a race against yourself. I think there are so many people in this world who are happy to see and who are willing to see and who are waiting to see your perspective and the things that you believe in, that it's better to just take the signal as an opportunity to pivot, to reorient, and to find people who are more aligned, more like-minded to the messaging that you have right now, and also more fluid, because the things that I talk about are the things that I feel are pertinent, the things that I feel are important to talk about, the things that I feel should be top of mind for everyone. But that's also in alignment with where I am personally, like my own personal growth, my own personal development. I'm very confident that as I continue to grow, I continue to push the needle, continue to ask questions, not just to others, but to myself, that the conversations that I have here and everywhere are going to shift and change. And I welcome that growth and evolution, and I welcome anyone who's open to that kind of growth and evolution into my life. And if you're not, to each their own, but let's agree to disagree on certain things and leave it at that. So that's the topic of discussion for today. And if you're dealing with a similar situation where you're talking to someone who's really not interested in seeing eye to eye with you, but instead they're interested in converting you over and to having you believe what they believe because they feel very confident in things that they believe in, I mean, maybe it's time to save your breath and to put your energy elsewhere, but I leave that choice to you, of course. In any case, that's the topic for today, but definitely not all. Now, before letting you go, I would be remiss if I didn't let you know that we will be going live at least twice a month, every month for the foreseeable future on our Facebook page. Definitely be sure to join in. Now, these events are paid events, so if you do see yourself participating in our community on an ongoing basis, then I do suggest that you take a look at one of our package plans. Yes, so we do offer package plans over and above our live events, as well as access to webinars and workshops, largely focused on self-mastery over and above these events. So definitely meander over to the website, check out the content that we have available to you, the community that we're hoping to build with you, and more growth and development to come. We're very excited about what we're building, about this game changer community we have become and are continuously becoming. And we look forward to chatting with all of you very soon. We'll talk to you later.